The sky above Silverton, Oklahoma, is not a gentle blue canvas on this day. It is a bruised, churning, malevolent gray, a ceiling of apocalyptic intention. This is the arena of 2014's Into the Storm, a cinematic event that is less a narrative film and more a raw, 89-minute immersion into the sheer, deafening chaos of nature's most indiscriminate fury. It does not ask for your empathy with deep character study. It demands your adrenaline, your primal fear, as it throws you headlong into the suffocating vortex of an unprecedented meteorological event. This is a story told not by an omniscient narrator, but through the fractured, terrified lenses of those caught within the tempest. It is a tapestry of found footage, a mosaic of digital eyes, high school video cameras, professional documentary equipment, and the ubiquitous smartphone, all pointed at the sky, all desperately trying to capture the impossible. This choice of perspective is the film's central conceit, an attempt to ground the spectacle in a jarring, immediate reality. We are not watching a disaster, we are inside it, the frame shaking violently, the audio clipping into a roar of pure static and wind, the lens perpetually smeared with rain and debris. Our unwilling participants are scattered across this doomed town. We meet Gary Fuller, the vice principal of the local high school, a man trying to hold together a graduation ceremony and his own fractured family. His two sons, Donnie and Trey, represent the digital generation. Trey is tasked with filming the day for a time capsule, his camera becoming a passive witness to the unfolding nightmare. Donnie, the older son, has snuck away to an abandoned paper mill, ostensibly to help his classmate Caitlin with a project, but really to find a moment of connection. They will soon find themselves in a concrete tomb, the storm raging outside, their only link to the world a faltering video call. Then there are the hunters, the professionals who willingly drive toward the very thing everyone else flees. Pete is the obsessed documentarian, a modern-day Ahab. His vessel is the Titus, a black, armored behemoth designed to withstand 170-mile-per-hour winds and anchor itself to the earth. He is not chasing a storm, he is chasing the shot, the mythical, unseen eye of the tornado. His meteorologist, Allison Stone, is the voice of reason, a scientist and a mother whose pragmatic fear clashes with Pete's relentless ambition. Their team is rounded out by cameramen, Jacob and Daryl, men who understand the risk but are bound by the job, their lenses seeking both scientific data and breathtaking spectacle. And finally, in a nod to the era of viral fame, we have Donk and Revis, a pair of local daredevils. They are the twister chasers of the YouTube generation, their quest not for science but for hits, their antics a bizarre, comedic counterpoint to the genuine terror surrounding them. Their cameras capture their own foolish bravado, a reckless dash for digital immortality that borders on a death wish. The film wastes little time. The graduation ceremony, meant to be a moment of hopeful transition, becomes the first sacrifice. The sky darkens, the hail comes down like artillery, and the first funnel descends. Here, the film establishes its brutal rhythm. Normalcy is shattered, structures are rendered meaningless, and survival becomes a minute-to-minute improvisation. Gary and Trey are separated from Donnie, and the film splits into its primary narrative threads, the desperate rescue mission and the relentless scientific pursuit. Director Stephen Quale, a protege of James Cameron, understands the language of spectacle. The film is an exercise in escalation. A single tornado is terrifying, but Into the Storm is not content with singularity. It unleashes a swarm. We witness a phenomenon rarely captured, multiple vortices dancing across the landscape simultaneously. The storm chasers, in their Titus, find themselves surrounded, their impenetrable fortress suddenly feeling terrifyingly small. The film's most talked about set piece is the Firenado, a horrifying fusion of elements. When the tornado rips through a gas station, it ignites the fuel, pulling the inferno into its own rotational maw. It becomes a pillar of fire, a vision of hell brought to the Oklahoma plains, and it claims one of the chasers, Jacob, who gets too close, his lens capturing his own immolation. This death is a turning point. The detached professionalism of Pete's team is shattered. The reality of their pursuit, that they are mortal, that the storm is not a subject but a predator, sets in. Allison's pragmatic fear and Gary's paternal desperation converge. The mission shifts from capturing data to saving lives. The two groups, the civilian father and the scientific expert, merge, their skills and resources combined in a frantic race against time to reach the paper mill where Donnie and Caitlin are slowly being crushed and drowned by the collapsing structure. The film's found footage aesthetic is both its greatest strength and its most glaring weakness. In its best moments, it is claustrophobic and visceral. When Donnie and Caitlin are trapped, their small camera is their only light source, the sound of twisting metal and roaring wind just outside their concrete prison almost unbearable. When the chasers are inside the Titus, the viewports are hammered by debris, the world outside a blurry, violent abstraction. Yet, the film frequently cheats. It employs a cinematic logic that the found footage premise cannot support. The editing is too clean, the cuts between cameras too convenient, the musical score too polished. It wants the rawness of a Cloverfield or a Blair Witch Project, but also the epic scope and emotional cues of a traditional blockbuster like Twister. This inconsistency pulls the viewer out of the immediate experience, reminding us that we are, in fact, watching a meticulously constructed special effect, not a recovered hard drive. But what an effect it is! The climax of Into the Storm is not a resolution, it is an escalation to an almost absurd, biblical scale. The storm system merges into one colossal entity, an F5 tornado of impossible size, a 2-mile-wide behemoth that does not just damage the town of Silverton, it erases it. The film's final act takes place at the local airport, where the visual effects team unleashes its full arsenal. Commercial airplanes are lifted, spun, and thrown like toys. The Titus itself, the symbol of man's technological defiance, is rendered insignificant. It is here that Pete, the obsessive chaser, finds his redemption, or perhaps his doom. He finally gets his wish. As the colossal vortex bears down on him, he steers the Titus directly into its path, anchoring the vehicle to the ground. For a few, breathtaking seconds, his cameras are pointed straight up into the serene, clear, sunlit eye of the monster. It is a moment of terrible, beautiful clarity, a religious experience at the heart of oblivion. And then, it is over. The eye passes, the wall of the storm returns, and the Titus is ripped from its moorings and lifted into the sky, its creator consumed by the very thing he sought to understand. The survivors, Carey, his sons, Alycia, and the remnants of the team, find shelter in a storm drain, their last, desperate refuge. They can only huddle and wait as the monster passes over them, its sound a deafening, continuous explosion. When they emerge, it is to a world scrubbed clean, a landscape of apocalyptic silence. The town is gone. Into the Storm is not a film about nuanced characters. Carey is the protective father. Alycia is the compassionate mother. Pete is the obsessed man of science. They are archetypes, simple vessels to carry us through the chaos. The film's true protagonist, its only fully realized character, is the storm itself. It is given a personality. It is intelligent. It is vindictive. It is a living entity of pure, unadulterated power. The film is a 21st century disaster movie, a spiritual successor to the Irwin Allen spectacles of the 1970s, but updated with flawless CGI and a modern, cynical understanding of our need to document our own destruction. It is loud, it is relentless, and it is unapologetically shallow, prioritizing sensory overload above all else. It is, in essence, a theme park ride, a dazzling, terrifying simulation that leaves you breathless, shaky, and ultimately, profoundly grateful for the solid ground beneath your feet.